What's up, YouTube? So today I'm going to change out the old fuel filter on my 66 C10. And I was laying back here on my back. There's the filter, by the way. Laying here on my back, and I kind of realized I recorded a video of replacing the, or not replacing, but installing a factory style reproduction tachometer on the old 66 C10 right above my head here. And what I thought is, while I'm changing this filter here, I thought y'all could take 10, 12, 15 minutes. I really don't know how long the video is, but you take a little break, get you a coffee or a soda, whatever turns you on there, whatever your favorite beverage is. Take a little break and watch the video I recorded. Now I will say that the video was recorded using one of my old iPhones. I did not have a GoPro at the time, so I think I used I don't know, iPhone 6 or iPhone 2, 4, one of the even number ones. I don't really remember, but so the video quality is not as good as it could be, but it's good enough. So I'm going to go ahead and change this filter, and while I do that, y'all go ahead and watch this video. Ow. Now I just got gas all over my arm. Great. Well, you know that smell ain't gonna wash off. I guess I'll be sleeping on the couch tonight. Oh well. So I got the dash cluster out, the instrument cluster, and I took it out because I'm going to be putting this in. It's a factory looking style tachometer. It only goes to 5,000 RPM. I don't really know what, I guess these are rev limiter tabs. I don't know, I'm not using those, but yeah, we'll be putting that on today. Also got new wiring for the, this is the main harness. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me slide this over a little bit. Yeah, that's the main harness for the dash, and then I got the tachometer harness to make everything work for that. And I got some extra bulbs, and I got a different style choke cable. I don't know if I'm going to use it yet, but I bought one. And so yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this. I've never done this before, so looks pretty straightforward, just screws and connectors. So yeah, let's get started on this. Alright, looks like all these little screws are 1/4 inch. So start pulling those off. I think these screws here hold the front part to the back part. As you can tell, I got the old harness off. It's kind of cool. It says June 16, 1966 on the back here. I guess that's when the dash was made or assembled or whatever, but that's kind of neat. It even has a part number. Cluster 6458021. Alright, well, there's that part. Interesting. backing plate there. I think what I'm going to try to do, if it doesn't work, then I'll just get a new one. I'm going to try to clean that up, polish it up a little bit. I've had success polishing up plastic before, and if it ain't perfect, that's fine. Let's try to make it look a little better than this. So we'll see what we can do there. Set that over here. I almost bought a new one of these, and I still might because of this. But I didn't realize this was metal. And I don't even think it's metal. I think it's some kind of pot metal or whatever. So I don't know if I can repair that, but we'll try to straighten it out. I definitely need to clean this and paint it. And obviously I want to paint those needles. Yeah, they get faded. Oh, knock the camera. I mean, you can see that, how faded they get over time. That one just turned completely white. So we'll go ahead and pull the rest of it apart. I'll probably time lapse through that just to save on time, and keep going. I wanted to show y'all that. That's kind of cool. That's pretty neat. Original stamping on there. I know the temperature gauge works. I don't know about, I think this is a battery gauge. It's interesting how they made all that. So I don't know if it's bad or good. I know the oil pressure gauge works. Of course, it's a mechanical gauge. And then the gas gauge works. But yeah, that's pretty much where it goes. We'll go right here. You can see that. And we'll be revving up, making RPMs. Alright, I'm gonna get back at it. Alright, so I pretty much got everything hand washed. I just basically used Dawn soap and warm water in the kitchen sink. So that's why I didn't shoot any video of that. To me, it would be kind of boring to watch somebody hand wash parts. So that's pretty much done. I am not going to be repainting any of these components. It's not that type of restoration for me. However, if you want to fully restore one of these, you'd have to figure out what type of, get the paint codes for all this stuff, or try to color match as close as possible with that green and then this fawn metallic color that they used on the back. I did show y'all earlier that all these needles were faded. So basically what I used is a fluorescent paint. I don't know if see if that all, there you go. Looks like 1173. It's a fluorescent orange. It's made by Testors. You can get it at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or any local hobby place. But yeah, I went ahead and painted all the needles. I did take this plate off. These two screws right here, you remove those, and this backing plate will come out along with this cover. And you will need to remove the backdrop for the bright light indicator. It's just two little tabs right there. bend them out of the way and that'll fall out. Real quick, I want to show y'all, see that little clip right there? Obviously, if you take that out, you remove that little clip, and this whole odometer roll will come out. That's really how easy it is to change the numbers if you wanted to. Which in one way is nice, because if you're doing like an engine swap and you're not replacing any of this stuff, you can take it out, pull this out, and roll the numbers back to 0. Then you'll have then you'll know where your engine's at as far as mileage goes. But on the backdrop here of the gauge cluster, I'm on the fence with whether I'm gonna paint it black or not. I probably won't, because I really like I said, I really don't want to mess with any painting. But it did fade a little bit. You can kind of see the speedometer numbers, and but basically I just hand wash that. You do have to, the same thing here. You'll have to bend these little tabs, and this will come out. Same thing with the tandem lock one. I don't think these are used on C10s. I think these are actually C50, C60 things there. I think for the differential and whatnot. The guys that do LS swaps, y'all could be creative if you want to. If you're still using the factory dash, take that out and make some kind of check engine light indicator or whatever. So that way, if you have an engine code, you know what's going on. Here's the gauges here. That's the oil pressure, and then there's the fuel. Went ahead and painted the needles fluorescent orange as well. I did not take the gauges out because, as you can see, those little fine little wires that they got spooled up in there. I did not want to get any of that stuff, damaged or break or whatever, and then try to repair all that. So I just left it alone. I believe all the gauges work. The only one I'm not sure that may not work is the charging gauge. It just sits in the middle the whole time it's on, so I don't know if it's working right or not. But the temperature gauge works. Painted those needles as well. They turned out pretty nice. This did kind of flake a little bit right there. This part. I may touch that up with some white. What I did to clean this is basically just used a Q-tip and some soap and water and just kind of cleaned all that up in there, and just kind of blew it off with an air gun off my compressor. You don't want to go full throttle, especially if you got a lot of PSI coming out of your compressor, so you just kind of want to shoot a little air to kind of dry it off and blow off any dust that might be in there. And let's see, oh yeah, the lens. Went ahead and color sanded the lens, and it turned out pretty good. It's not 100% perfect, but it's going to work for what I'm doing. Basically what I did was I used fresh sandpaper, and I started with 1,000 grit and worked my way up to 5,000 in increments of 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, 5,000. And then I used a buffing compound towards the end, and then I have a scratch and blemish remover I used for the final stage. But I may get some plastic polish and polish it up and see if it comes out even a little bit better. And this is all I used for the polishing. Just add a new wheel and a drill. Pretty simple stuff. So that's where we stand. The only thing I am going to paint is the bezel, the outer bezel. What I have an idea what I'm going to do here. See if that'll. There we go. I'm going to take some JB Weld, which is basically a two-part epoxy, and I'm going to fill this crack in on the front and on the back. Cool thing about JB Weld is when it's fully cured, it sands really easy. So once this is fully cured in here, I can sand in here and try to get those grooves back in there and try to get it almost like it was never damaged. And then I'll come back and prime and paint this with some kind of satin silver or a metallic silver or something to try to get as close to that silver as possible, and then I'll clear coat it with a matte clear. So that'll probably be the only painting I do outside of what I just did with the needles. And then this will be the only one. This goes on the left side of the bezel there. And then obviously the tachometer will go here. I'll show y'all what that's going to look like. That'll look pretty good. I do kind of wish they made these go up to at least 6,000 RPM, but it is what it is. 5,000 RPM is better than 0. So, and I know on the left side, there's some people, I know they make air gauges, which would be useful for me since I do have air ride, but they only go up to 150 PSI, and my pressure switch goes up to 200, so that gauge would be kind of useless for me. Some people do a factory looking vacuum gauge, so you know, you can do that as well. I'd like to do that. For now, I'm just going to do the tachometer. If I do find that vacuum gauge kit or whatever on eBay or something, then I may get it and do that. But for now, I'm just going to leave that side blank. So that's where I am at right now. I'm at a standstill. I'm going to do the epoxy on the bezel part and let that dry, sand it up, and then we'll paint it, and we'll start putting this thing back together. All right, I'm gonna get back at it. Guys, well, that'll do it for that video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. You know what, believe it or not, I actually recorded that video back in January, maybe early February of 2020, but I never uploaded it. I totally forgot I had it. Something going on that year kind of made me forget about it. A bit of a distraction for 2020. But at any rate, it's uploaded. You got to see it. Pretty easy install, not too bad. So